What's going on, guys? Hey, we are back. Welcome back to your daily dose of watching Russian invaders fertilize Ukrainian land. This is going to be a gnarly one again, so viewer discretion advised. Please read the disclaimer here. Um, we keep all of the gnarly shit that you guys seem to like the really disgusting, brutal stuff that I don't even like to watch, in our Discord for our paid YouTube members. So if you want that, check out the Discord link down below. Also, lastly, we have our monthly exclusive t-shirts, the flamingos over Moscow, which you guys seem to be loving. Super cool. Please send me photos when they arrive. I want to see you rocking those in your hometowns. And then we have our 4th of July special, which was the American for Ukraine, which actually we're selling more of than I expected. So it's cool to see there's a lot of support, in that aspect, that people were interested in that one. I thought that was kind of a shot in the dark. I was like, hey, we'll try this, make this t-shirt, see if anybody wants it, and you guys did. So I'm going to introduce myself, then we're going to jump into it, because like I said, we got a lot to watch here. A lot of fertilizing taking place in this video. So real quick, my name is Sax and I go by Vegas here in Ukraine. Before I came to Ukraine in January of 2023, I was a firefighter and EMT in a small town volunteer fire department outside of Fort Worth, Texas, called De Cordova FD. Shout out to De Cordova. I came to Ukraine to try to help in some kind of a search and rescue capacity, because that was where my training was, emergency rescue training, ropes and fast water, stuff like that, firefighter shit, right? And anyways, I ended up, long story short, I ended up in an infantry unit, 1st Battalion, Charlie Company, 3rd Platoon, as the combat medic, and we deployed to Kupiansk in March 7th of January. Okay. March 7th of 2023, and did a couple of combat missions with the International Legion with that unit. Left, sold all my shit in the US, came back to Ukraine because I already made up my mind I wanted to come back and live here, basically. Picked up my cats, came back, and helped start Azov's International Battalion. And then I deployed with 1st Group, the very first international group with Azov, in one of the assault teams, Alpha 2, as their assault medic or combat medic, and did multiple combat missions with those guys. So now we're doing some other stuff, primarily bringing to the forefront of people's minds what it looks like when Russians explode into a million pieces, but also some other stuff on the side I'll be able to talk about in the coming days here. So very cool. All right, that's it. I'll shut up. 3 minutes. You guys already see it in the comments. The people who just like stumble across my videos, right? This is the first time they've ever seen my content. Those are the ones that are like, video starts at 3 minutes. You're welcome. Shut the fuck up, dude. All right, so you guys, this is insane. This is a foreigner unit. I believe they're Spanish speaking, and just watch, and then we'll go over it.
Давай, давай! Давай, сука!
Thermal? No, we need to get inside.
Okay.
Давай. Дай.
Okay, one more grenade inside. The final grenade, давай. Давай, сука! Okay? Put in your corner. Okay, grenade?
Plus.
Wait.
FPV.
FPV. FPV.
So when I first saw this, I thought it was the same mission, and I guess it could be just different cameras. I don't know, but anyways, this is the part I was referring to right here. But I did want to mention just how scary this freaking hole is, dude. What is that position, bro? Like, what? All right. All right, so let's go back over that real quick, just that last part there. We have talked so much on this channel about booby traps, mines, tripwires, stuff like that. So there is a booby trap right here. It's some kind of a tripwire with a frag grenade attached to it. Luckily, in the context of this, I read it. It wasn't set up very well, so it didn't pull the pin, and the fuse didn't go off on the frag. So it just pulled the frag down, right? It didn't actually set the frag off. But watch his feet. He trips it, and then the frag falls in on his right side. All right, so what I wanted to show you is most of the time, frag grenades have different fuses typically. You can have anything from a 0-second fuse, meaning the second you pull the pin and let the spoon go, it will explode. Then there's 3, 5, and 7-second fuses, all used for different reasons. Usually on trip mines like this, they're on 0-second fuses because you don't want to give the enemy time to run away. So if this thing did go off, I just want to show how serious of a problem this would have been. Right there. The second it came off. That's both feet gone. Probably the cameraman's getting shrapnel. They would both survive, most likely. Unless they're really unlucky, took like shrapnel to the throat or something. But that is insane. Just to give you an idea. That's how close that they were. That's how trip mines work. These guys are obviously professional, trained. Nobody's looking down there. And even if you are looking down there at the floor, you're not going to see those fishing wires, man. Okay, let's move on. What's the next one? Okay, so this is Opord, OPORD. This is a new unit to me, but these guys are just putting in work in Kharkiv. Oh yeah. I forgot. This clip went viral. This guy is going up to take the weapon away from the guy that either they just killed or they found. As he's pulling the weapon away, the enemy opens fire. Can't hear because they play the music over it, but this machine gunner is just like, not today, dude. And immediately fires back and gains fire superiority. Watch. Backing up, firing, backing up, firing. Legendary machine gunner right there. Again, all the uncensored stuff will be in the Discord. I've got to blur probably most of that because it's pretty gnarly. Just piles of bodies. super sick, dude. And you can see down here on their chevron, it says mission first, no plan, survives contact. That's cool, man. But super crazy video, right? That first one where that machine gunner opens up like that is just it's picture perfect of how you would want someone to react, specifically your machine gunner during an ambush situation. So good. Okay, and then this is a ambush on the Pakistani military, and it's just an interesting firefight, to be honest. It's we like to watch the different kinds of combat footage that are out there, and this is just so open, so different. I thought you guys might like it. It's worth mentioning these guys are rocking American made either M4s or M16s with Trigicon ACOG optics. That is wonder how they got those. These are the rebels, some kind of rebels fighting the Pakistani military. So this black truck's trying to get away.
هلا هلا وي بيع قاعد started abi قاعد يتنيت
Oh shit. That guy was still moving. He's just basically they're dead tracking, collecting their weapons and ammo. Plate carriers, apparently. It's always been such a fear of mine when we see ambushes like that. It happens here in Ukraine as well, when there's just a car packed full of people and they just get opened up on multiple sides, just full auto fire, dude. There's just nothing you can do, and you're just getting riddled with rounds. That is awful, man. All right, what was this first one? Oh yeah, dude. So we know a lot about. We've been reading and talking a lot about this middle strike campaign that Ukraine is waging on Russia, where they are using these fixed wing Molnia style kamikaze drones to take out air defense assets, important logistics and supply infrastructure, so on and so forth. This is one of those Ukrainian long range, medium range, technically, drones taking out a mobile air defense team.
Вон из пулемет, блядь, ёбаный. Давай, он на них пошел. Блядь, ёбаный, блядь, стреляйте, ёптать. Вон он заходит, смог зашел. Ай, блядь, на. Пизда, ебать, ебать.
This is the part I wanted to focus on because this drone is probably flying anywhere from 50 to 300 kilometers, and it is able to fly directly into the driver's seat of this vehicle. That is crazy, man. Plus, this guy, for whatever reason, decides to turn back around and go to the vehicle and then turns around and sees this drone, and it costs him his life.
Ай, блядь. Как он сошел? Охуеть, блядь, там пацаны живые, нет? Да, поехали. Блядь, пиздец. Ебать, я, блядь, как раз камеру. Я охуею.
Maybe it didn't, but there's somebody laying down there dead.
Ёбаный, блядь, стреляйте, ёптать.
Yeah, see, two jump out.
Вон он заходит.
One's just hauling ass out. He's okay. This guy, I think, gets cracked.
Смог зашел. Ай, блядь, на. Пизда, ебать, ебать. Ай, блядь. Как он зашел? Охуеть.
The thing that strikes me with that again is just the accuracy that these things can have at such long distances. Like who needs Tomahawk cruise missiles and all kinds of other things when you can just do this? All right, so if you've been watching this is Iran, right? The U.S. and Iran, but we heard a couple days ago that the U.S. was using water drones to take out some of the port infrastructure in near the Strait of Hormuz, and Ukraine basically is the godfather of sea drones. They made what's called the Sea Baby, which is pretty much exactly what we're about to watch right here, and it's a kamikaze drone that you just drive like your RC boat, and except for it's loaded with a shit ton of explosives right into your target, and that's it. Watch. That's so cool. I pulled this up not only because it's interesting, but when word came out that the U.S. was using these water drones, everybody was like, "Where's the footage? We want to see this because that's crazy." And it's here on Reddit. So there's something right here, and I can't tell what this is. It almost looks like a weird type of submarine. I don't know, but I wonder if that's what they were aiming for, or if they were just trying to get rid of this dock position. Either way, they succeeded at both. Super cool though, and we saw, especially at the beginning of the full scale invasion here in Ukraine, when Putin sent the Black Sea Fleet and was basically trying to lay siege to the coastal areas of Ukraine via this war armada, and the Ukrainians more or less annihilated this naval fleet with these types of drones. So it's cool to see them being used now by the number one military in the world, the United States of America. Okay, that's the ATV assault, and then we'll end with that one. So let's watch this ATV assault. This happened yesterday. So we know the Russians have pretty much resorted to most of their assaults being on smaller, cheaper, faster moving vehicles, dirt bikes and ATVs. So this was a full on assault with multiple ATVs, and they're just getting annihilated. Because they're trying to cover all this open land, right? And it looks like oh wow, that guy just finished himself. He finished himself by a chest shot. Don't see that very often. Interesting. I wanted to go back again at the beginning here because we can kind of get it before they start getting annihilated. We can get a sense of what they were trying to do. See, ATB, ATB, ATB. But there's a fourth one back here. Basically, just trying to clear the open space, get to intermingled into Ukrainian lines, and then usually disperse and scatter and hunker down. And they didn't make it very far. Okay. This last one, guys, is apparently the strike that killed the Americans in Jordan just recently that the Iranians launched. That's gnarly, dude. Let's read the context real quick. U.S. service member films Iranian ballistic missiles striking air base in Jordan, killing and injuring U.S. troops July 18th, which was, well, now it was technically 2 days ago. But gnarly, man. You don't like to see this, and you don't really see this happening on American bases. Also, so sorry to the families, thanking all of American service personnel for their service, especially these ones out here in the Middle East dealing with the Iran situation. Can't be easy, but this sucks, man. And I know it's easy to, in a situation like this, to try to start pointing fingers, right? Who failed? Why was there, looks like multiple missiles were able to land within an American Air Force base? Where's the air defense? Where's the Patriots? Who knows, right? I don't want to go to that. I feel like immediately placing blame right after it happened is almost disrespectful to the people who lost their lives. I'm sure it'll be investigated and hopefully mitigated in the future. But this is gnarly. So right here, you can tell there's air defense working because it shot something out of the sky. Whether it be a drone, whether it be a missile, something they hit out of the sky here. But what's pretty scary about this one, I know it's not the best audio, but you can't even hear this missile coming in. And clearly this guy, the cameraman, didn't know either. He was filming the other one. Gnarly, man. I hope everybody who was injured heals up, man. That is pretty gnarly. Anyways, you guys have been digging these types of videos lately, which of course, why wouldn't you? We love to see the invaders get misted in occupied territory. So with that said, please like, share, subscribe. None of this content is monetizable at all. So do me a favor and just share the videos around if you can. I love you, and we'll see you in the next one.